Welcome. In last night's video, I discussed a little bit about why the news cycle is really a nuisance, and essentially, it really doesn't matter what's going on in the news cycle, and a lot of the times, things in the market have been in play and have been going towards that trend for a long time before actual news comes out. So in this episode, I want to go over this beautiful history of BTC USD chart that has been posted by TradingView, and then I'll also discuss something I found on the internet regarding exactly why uh, we should almost disregard any news that's coming out of Tesla or any other company or any other entity holding positions in a certain security or cryptocurrency for that matter. So let's read this article. It says May 11th, crypto gets crushed under the weight of a decision by Tesla to cease accepting payments in Bitcoin because of the environmental impact. Bitcoin spins down 13%. Now, this is, of course, completely insane to not even think that people didn't already know about the impacts of Bitcoin on the energy grid or on the environment or any of that. And when you think about it in the bigger picture, the scale at which Bitcoin is being mined at is tiny and minute in comparison to the entire global banking system or the entire global financial system for that matter. So it is um, it is a complete distraction why Tesla is saying that they're stopping the trade of Bitcoin or anything for that matter. I believe personally there are two reasons for why they stopped accepting Bitcoin. Number one is that Bitcoin prices are crashing. And because they're crashing, if they accept Bitcoin now for, say, a vehicle, then let's say in a week or 2 weeks, they would be unable to sell that and recoup their profits. So essentially, they have seized speculation in the market, right? That's the number one reason they stopped it. Now, so long as Bitcoin prices were going up, they had no problem taking in Bitcoin. But now that the Bitcoin prices are coming down, all of a sudden you can buy a Tesla for say 1 Bitcoin, and then 2 weeks from that, the Tesla is worth more than that 1 Bitcoin, and you could sell it and make a profit. So why would Tesla let you do have the profit when they could have the profit, right? So that's my opinion. Let's keep going on this. It says Elon Musk has caused a stir on the crypto scene yet again, tweeting that Tesla will suspend the purchasing of vehicles with Bitcoin and stop selling any of the Bitcoin on its balance sheet. Of course, we don't know how much Bitcoin they have on their balance sheet because we have just entered a new quarter, and we wouldn't know how much they would have on their balance sheet until the end of the quarter. And my belief is they've pretty much dissolved most of their cryptocurrency assets before they made this tweet. And I think that they're going to again play with the market a little bit, because we know when markets become oversold, then they will have dead cat bounces, and when they will have dead cat bounces, then you could make profits off of them. And the article goes on to say, citing concerns over the growing use of fossil fuels in crypto mining, Elon Musk tweeted that we are concerned about rapidly increasing use of fossil fuel energy for Bitcoin mining and transactions, especially coal, which is, by the way, not the case. A lot of it is renewable actually, and a lot of it is from uh, sources other than coal, which has the worst emissions of any fuel. Cryptocurrency is a good idea, but this cannot come at a great cost to the environment. Complete nonsense by Elon Musk, and I don't think he even wrote this. It is a big U-turn from the pro BTC stance Tesla and Musk had taken over the past year, and the reversal isn't unlikely to go down well with Bitcoin traders. But that doesn't really matter. I wanted to come lower in the article and say And look at this. It says tapping a new version. This is where it gets interesting because Bitcoin has been in evolution, right? And a lot of the concerns that they talk about here will be more or less alleviated when the new version comes out. And this is in May 1st. It says Bitcoin version 0.21.1 arrives, which includes settings for the Taproot soft fork, one of Bitcoin's biggest upgrades yet. And it says Taproot soft fork activation is the first phase for full upgrade, which has been in the making for years and will make Bitcoin multi-signature transactions cheaper, easier to deploy, and more private. The privacy and scalability upgrades will be one of Bitcoin's biggest upgrades ever, and we're all super excited about it. Says given the decentralization, this decentralized nature of Bitcoin, the network can't be changed unilaterally. Instead, it takes coordination of entire user base to make big changes to the code. Actually, deploying the changes takes teamwork between all the shareholders. So it's deciding how to deploy the upgrade that has taken months, rather than the specifics of the upgrade itself, which has been on the cards for ages. Bitcoin core contributors Peter Voyle is the brains behind this upgrade, and they're ready to get some other eyes on the code. Bitcoin's difficulty dropped by 12% on May 1st, the network's largest downward correction of the year and biggest negative difficulty adjustment in almost a decade. So when the difficulty drops, what you have to realize is the amount of energy needed for mining the Bitcoin and processing the transactions also declines. And Bitcoin has been on an exponential trajectory with regards to its energy consumption and difficulty to mine. So a 12% is a huge drop and very, very significant indeed. It says miners that want to can adopt the upgrade signal. Can adopt the upgrade signal, their support on the network, if 90% of the blocks mined during this difficulty period include Taproot signal bit, then the upgrade will be locked in for activation in November of this year. But having learned this and having seen the hypocrisy of Tesla and Elon Musk for that matter, let's look at how much Bitcoin is actually on the books for Tesla. And this is where it gets interesting. This article, you have to notice, from last month, April 27th. So take that with a grain of salt. It says they're arguably the two biggest business names on the planet, Bitcoin and Elon Musk. So when Tesla CEO disclosed in Q1 earnings that they had booked a fat gain by selling part of their Bitcoin hoard, it famously amassed earlier this year, the Twitter sphere erupted. Bitcoin skeptic Dave Portnoy, I think I said that wrong, the celebrity blogger, ripped Musk for perpetrating a con. This is the biggest pump and dump scheme probably in history of crypto. You got this guy going into the market, artificially pumping up the prices for a few months, then selling out of his positions and making a fat profit. And this is what we know about, by the way, not the stuff we don't know about. So it gets more interesting. So Swords Drawn Musk reposted to foil Portnoy and reassured the loyalists. It says, no, you don't know. You do not. He responded to Portnoy's tweet, I have not sold any of my Bitcoin. Tesla sold 10% of its holdings, essentially to prove liquidity of Bitcoin as an alternative to holding cash. Sure it did. But of course, that liquidity we see has resulted in huge gains for Tesla. It says ever since Tesla announced its $1.5 billion Bitcoin purchase in the 10K issued on February 8th, it's been clear that the EV makers been harboring big gains. Still, the Q1 report provides new details on the approximate price Tesla paid, how many coins remain on its balance sheet, and how much it's made on its big wager. The numbers also reveal a troubling truth. In the first quarter, the digital currency's appreciation dwarfs what Tesla earned on its bedrock business of selling cars and batteries and providing software upgrades and other services. It says accounting rules classify digital currencies as indefinite indefinite live intangible assets. If at the end of a quarter the price of Bitcoin falls below what the company paid, it's required to take an impairment and impairment charge reflecting the size of the hit. But if the price rises, the owner doesn't show that appreciation on the balance sheet. The holdings are still shown at the amount or book value the company originally paid. So we don't really know what's going on in the back. We know that they had Bitcoin. We know they probably sold a lot of it. And in the meantime, everyone is caught holding the bag for Tesla. It says the cash flow statement shows that the sale garnered proceeds of $272 million. This is what we kind of calculated in the last episode, around 200 to 300 million. Hence, we know that Tesla paid 171 million for Bitcoin. It sold 410 million more, clinching a 59% profit. That is insane. On the conference call, CFO Zach Kirkland stated that the transaction happened later in the month of March. So, suffice to say, what we know is that Tesla is using fluctuations in the market to its advantage. They're probably operating on some sort of pump and dump scheme that the SEC should probably look into. And as we speak, Bitcoin prices keep on falling. And for that matter, let's actually look at it right now and see where we are at compared to where we thought we would be. So right now, Bitcoin is trading around $49,000, and this is well within the channel that we drew the other day. It's heading for that $45,000 range. I do believe we're gonna hit the $45,000 range before we see a bump back up higher. But again, none of this is financial advice, and trade at your own risk. And this is for education and entertainment only. Here's all my disclaimers. So have at it. But apart from that, again, please be careful. But do know that this market will provide immense opportunities moving forward. You can enjoy the volatility just as Elon Musk is enjoying it. Just look at the chart and not look at the news. That's all I have to say for this episode. And if you have liked what you have heard so far, please go ahead and leave a like, subscribe for more content, and make sure you hit the notification icon. And if you found this video of any value for any of your friends, please go ahead and share it with them, and I will catch you in the next episode. Bye for now.